back live now, ain't they? Let's talk this shit real quick. Just a lot of good conversation. Shit these niggas ain't gonna give you that's more important than what the fuck y'all niggas think it is. Cause the illusion has started. Alright? Gotta go to sleep. I had to clean like a piece of the house up. I gotta get this bathroom clean. I got stuff to do for tomorrow. So let's see where we live. I only to go outside of a script to go into another script, which is this YouTube shit. So let's go. Let's go. For these niggas to build their self, nigga. I built myself my whole life and made sure everybody was good. Even though I was going through shit and being fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give y'all going on these YouTube streets, but I don't give a fuck about the YouTube streets. But the YouTube streets correlates with what's happening with the sun and what's happening to the world. The energy of this, the energy of mama, Big Mama and the family, or the more juice than Big Mama, which is Mama Earth. But they got to distract you. So when nature doing what nature do, they got to create these wars and do all this shit, volcanoes, and say, oh, we're doing that, Harp doing that. No, no, no. They don't have that juice. So, but the energy also affects you. So a lot of agitation going on and shit that y'all don't even know in your life. Shit's happening and you think it's just normal shit. Just gonna have general discussions about shit that can correlate with what the fuck's going on in the world. Hope everybody doing good. I didn't think I can go live. I didn't think. So obviously they let me go live. I got to be careful with what I'm saying. Because when I start talking, they say, oh, we got to shut them up. Same way on YouTube, niggas will shut you up. They're feminine. You got to understand, when you feminize men gonna be more aggressive on the feminine aspect than the women are. That's why that shit happened with the YouTuber going to kill the other YouTubers. That's why when bodybuilders get big and you pumping them with all that estrogen on top of that, wrong. And these, but I don't believe that. But I'm just giving you, another way to see things. Okay. The news is fake. Our reality is fake. These wars are fake. They got to do everything that they can to distract you from what's really going on. And what's really going on when God and the universe work, you don't see it. So we start to hang on to anything we can. That's why on YouTube they let the beefs and the fuck yous and this and shit go on. But as soon as I talk about health, they stop it. Anything that goes against what they got going on became famous, right? Convinced the world that his first album didn't have no person on the cover, right? Person on the cover, right? Elvis' first album didn't have nobody on the cover. Did you know that, right? Let's go real, nigga. Don't come here and troll me if you don't know the history of the name you using, right? Huh? And everybody thought Elvis was black, right? So Elvis stole his whole style from black people because they thought he was black. Yeah. And then after he became successful off of using black people energy, and after he became successful off of using black people energy, and they thought he was black because he didn't use no picture on it. Yeah. What up, Brack? What up, bro? Goddamn, nigga, shit, I didn't know that. I thought you came here trolling. My bad, Elvis. I'm sorry about shit. I'm gonna use that name. I'm gonna use that name. I apologize. I be thinking people be trolling. He used the energy. But at the end of the day, Elvis will always be more powerful than melanated people because guess what? They support their self. Help the troll. I didn't block you. I don't get over emotional because the same thing I said before you said anything. I said what happens when we get over emotional and when they fuck with our goddamn testosterone and they feminize the man. When the first thing a feminine man do is say, I want to block. You could still be my enemy trolling, but it's bigger than that. But shout out to you. Bracken. It's my guy there. I got stories to tell y'all. But yeah, salute to y'all. But the sun cycle is here. The earth is being hit. The earth is feeling energy. And then they got to distract you and making it seem like they got the power and juice to do what's happening. It ain't got nothing to do with it. They're in desperation. The Iranian-Israeli war is all being played out in front of y'all motherfucking eyes is bullshit. Fuck them alive. The same way they had the motherfucking parade, the DC parade, they've been having them rides, right, all around the goddamn country, and then at the same time, these bombing shit happen. It's not coincidence, you know. It's not coincidence, you know. It's not supposed to be here. It's not gonna be here. So anybody got any questions for me? I'm just glad to be back to be up here. Anybody got any questions for me? I'm just glad to be back to be up here and talk my shit. I gotta be careful because I'm a different energy. I'm watching different. Powerful card in the card deck, which the card deck was created by the Moors. He also in the Torah deck, the Trump card, which is the Joker card, is in the most powerful card in the Torah deck. Trump is not gonna help you, and Trump is showing you not gonna help you. He's part of everything to take America down. America should be took down, not in no bad way, not as no terrorist. But how this place was created is how this place should be destroyed. I'm gonna fight for this country. I love this country. I ain't got no disagreements with this. But this country is killing me and my people. Where did I go wrong at? These niggas want reparations. These black motherfuckers, somebody they want reparations, right? It's evil. So we're gonna win. We're gonna win. What you smell it for? You not getting up here? This your bed, but you ain't getting up here. I gave my dog the pull up bed. She can have a pull up bed, but I'm cleaning up, so I had to put it in. It's it. This is your last chance. You got 5 years. And I told y'all before, Trump is not gonna change the situation. Trump showing who he is, who he's supposed. All that shit. All this shit is scripted. Cause the elites know they got back. Cause the elites know they got back to go into their goddamn bunkers. Like today, something happened. Somebody tried to do something to me today. God just boom. So I was able to go get video and get everything like, oh, okay, this how y'all play. We in Sun Cycle 25. And the worst thing people don't understand that you can do is get into people that's on their way. You got a certain amount of people that's coming with the spiritual information, right? And I ain't give you spiritual information on this video, but you got a certain amount of people. The worst thing you can do is stop people in their journey when God got people in their journey. Well, that's why I like Unc 607. I like a lot of these people. Then they can say he a demon and all that shit. No, listen to the nigga. And you come into your own God shit. Because God is intricately so many different. Half these niggas be gay as hell. Because that's what they want to do. They want to put the feminine principle on the most powerful energy that you can have. Simple and plain. But this is the thing, Barack Obama, because I'm never gonna play yeah, I'm never gonna play victim on none of this shit. But you just said some real shit on Barack. That's why I say ask questions. We can get to the bottom of it. PE, they even didn't have a concept of the energy. They gave you the basis of the energy. He was a hero to most, but he stole his sound and his music from the Africans. Go back and listen to his first album. They never knew he was white. They thought he was black. They thought Elvis was black. But he became hero once he was able to take his music and interface with a whole new genre of people with music. He stole it. Same way all the music was stolen by melanated people. I'm not saying black people, melanated people, period. All music was created by melanated people. Same with Beethoven. They didn't tell you Beethoven was a mulatto. He was mixed. They didn't tell you how Beethoven cut his fingers and made a web out his cut the webs out his hands so he could stretch and make a different sound. Because one thing about it, when you play a piano, you only got a certain sound because your web of your fingers can go only so far. But he cut his web so he can have a different sound. They ain't want to tell you Beethoven was black. Tupac gonna be white in another 100 years. But we dealing with people who's gonna give you history. But like you said, bro, that's some real shit. But you gotta go to the source on who gave Elvis his power. It was black people. Everybody thought Elvis was black because he had no picture or nothing. He only had the sound. Why? Because he had to disguise himself because they were stealing your shit. And then when he came back and bought his music, They thought it was their music, but it was our music. Like classical music. You know, classical music comes from the word classica, which classica mean to kill and all that shit. And that's what their music was all about. To find out these niggas gay, the goddamn Clef, what you call it, motherfucker? TD Jakes and Creflo Dollar. Yo, that white boy's a beast. Hey, yo, brag about, there you go, fucking my live up, nigga, because I'm not here to destroy nothing. White people can really, on certain levels, they can outdance you. They don't have the frequency and the vibration, but the white boys can do their thing. But this is what I'm trying to say. They got to train to sound like you. They got to practice the dance. They got to practice the dance like you go to every hood. Niggas can double dutch. Niggas can naturally do shit. That's why think about this now. Now black quarterbacks is taking over the NFL, right? Because they starting to train them to learn how to just understand the system. Shedeur Sanders, he's not his daddy. His daddy was chaos. His daddy was the motherfucker that went out there and could naturally do shit. Shedeur was trained. Him and his son, him and his brother was trained. Let me explain this. Because I'm giving niggas the whole new insight. So when you start listening to what the fuck's going on, you will know what the fuck going on, right? Because we dealing with chaos energy. Now, we the best of everything outside of training because we deal with chaos. Niggas gonna run. That's why Vicking was something new. What you call it? Cunningham was something new, right? Running backs, for being black, you had to be black to be a good running back. You know why? Because you could feel things, you could see things. That's our natural ability because we dealt with telepathy. We had insight and we felt. That's like niggas can sit back and say, somebody looking at me because we understood energy. Right? So that's what we dealing with when we dealing with us as a people. But now we're like going to a whole new level. Black quarterbacks, they never wanted black quarterbacks out there and shit like that. Because we could instinctively do shit and feel vibrations and energy. That's why black running backs is the best. I feel like this nigga over here, boom, boom. Because we didn't have to know that. But see, that they don't understand that. But they don't understand that sometimes you can be chaos, but sometimes once you get into a program, Shedeur Sanders is not chaos. Yeah, hell yeah. Now you see how they're staying out the way. That's why Trump ain't fucking with Africa or nothing. Like they still doing their little secret shit. But Africa not being fucked with right now because guess what? Bracken, you already know how to grow your food. You in the woods, sharpen your knives. You know how to do that. Bullets not gonna be around forever, so niggas need to know how to use them motherfucking knives and not to kill. How to cut your crop, how to shuck your clams, and do all shit that you need to do naturally to. So yeah, niggas is dead. But yeah, thank you for that. Look up too, man. He about 3 years older than me, man. He teach me. When he was whooping niggas' asses, I run through this bitch like John Wayne. He whooped niggas' asses. Then he went to the Fed. Shout out that nigga. And he protected me in a lot of ways. So yeah, be prepared for that shit going on. Yeah, black. But ain't no black or white thing, man. Shit. I grew up around white. Well, I grew up around black folks, but when I became like me, who I am now, it was all because of white folks. White people not my enemy. I love them niggas. But I had fun, bro. If you knew what I came up with, going to them parties and hanging out with them, and the love they showed, I never seen no racism. I never seen, and I grew up. The only enemy is us, and we had to go through shit to make us better. And sometimes situations that we got now, it creates situations where we become bigger and better gods. You know. But I'm glad I can go live now, so I can go to sleep. Happy me. You good, mama? Come here. You can't jump up here. Cause she was sneaking, jumping up here. So I said, let me give you. Cause when I get my new furniture, I don't want her jumping on my new shit. Cause I'm gonna beat the shit out of her ass. Yeah. Anybody got any questions? We can dump. Just let it be dumb questions. I'll fuck you up. I'll break you down. Shit. Learn how to grow food. Get your family right, and make sure you're ready. So when everything shit, learn how to grow food. Get your family right, and make sure you're ready. So when everything fuck up, you already straight. Because I told you Trump ain't gonna change nothing, and I've been telling y'all this for years. He's the Trump card. He's the last card in the Torah deck, and he's the most highest card in the space deck. Now, some people think they playing cards. They thinking cards is basically meant for goddamn playing cards. No, these cards was meant for spirituality. But you're able to use them to play cards. That's why the highest card is the Joker, which is the Trump card. Trumps everything. And the Torah deck, if you look at the Torah deck, which actually predicted everything that's been going on, the Torah deck, if you look at the Torah deck, which actually predicted everything that's been going on, 9/11 and all that, until now, off the back, like the slaves of your ancestors. As soon as you did things great, they bombed your motherfucker. The first major bombing on American people was done on black people. That was in Tulsa, that was Tulsa, Oklahoma, but that wasn't the only place. It was part of Maryland. It was Rosewood, right? So I'm just giving y'all something to let y'all understand that it's supposed to end. You niggas keep holding on to this shit. Think about it. China just told you that everything that you niggas did, right, was buying. The shoes you bought that you paying $200-300 for only cost $5 to make. Your bags you were buying $10-20, and you motherfuckers paying $500-600 for. How stupid are you niggas? Think about that shit. That shit don't even make no motherfucking sense. The world telling you what it is, and we blindly go into it. And you want America to keep being successful, but it takes a white man to say, we need to destroy this whole motherfucker, and Trump is the one that's gonna do that. The whole world don't fuck with them, but they're not fucking with black people right now. They had their time to control you. We in the sun cycle. The sun cycle is melanated people. That's why they're not fucking with melanated people like that. So Iran and Gaza and all of them the same people that was killing you to get the position they had, and the white man came and took their position. So I don't have no sympathy for none of them. But at the end of the day, I got a heart saying I don't want babies to die. I don't want babies to die. But the cycle got to end. The only reason these motherfuckers doing what they doing is because they running out of time. That's why they building all these underground shelters. That's why Israel had all these shelters. When the bombs were dropping on the air, it was able to go to the shelters that Tehran didn't, because that's Tehran alleged land. Ain't their land. They stole it for so long, they just got comfortable. But Israel knew that they had to deal with the melanated energy and also deal with the Arab energy from the land that they took. That's why they got shelters. Why the fuck you got shelters if you ain't prepared for nothing? Why the fuck you got a motherfucking Iron Dome if you ain't prepared for nothing? Why the fuck you putting bombs in people's phones and pages if you ain't prepared for nothing? Why the fuck they infiltrate them people like that was able to goddamn already be there when the time for war if you ain't prepared for nothing? One thing about white people, they don't give, not white people, but the people that taking on war, they don't give a fuck about nobody suffering. These people that came over there, the same people from Ukraine. If you understand that Ukrainians and the Israeli motherfuckers are the same motherfuckers, something wrong with you. Learn your history. That's why they trying to protect Israel, because Israel is not just where it's at. It's not Israel, because Israel is Isis, Ra, and El. Isis, which is the goddess of Egypt, right? Which that's the new thing. That's the new thing. That's the Greek. But Isis, the god Ra, and El, which mean God. They stole a name from niggas. It was in Egypt first. But the Khazarians, you got New Khazaria, you got old Khazarians, all the motherfucking Ukrainians, in 100-some years. And did y'all know that it's already in document that they said they're going to take over that place? Now, the Ghazians, the people that you see, they was there for a few hundred more years than them. But before that, it's Africans over there. Now, let me tell you how many black people over this motherfucker. They know because it's obvious. But did y'all know that it's black people in Gaza? Palestine? Huh? Did y'all know it's black people in Gaza and Palestine? They don't show you? Same way in certain areas in America, they don't show you. They just make everything seems white. Oh. That's Persia. The original Persians are black. That's why all the ancient temples, that when y'all go look at Egypt, go look up the first one. The first one. I could break down the second one because the first one was dealing with the South America, showing you was God, and the second one was showing you where everything was started in South America. But the first one, dude was from both of them niggas was from goddamn the Jaguar. One with the Panther, one with the Jaguars from what? South America. Americas, which would be dealing with the old Max, dealing with ancient people. Right? The Avatar, they called it unobtainium. I'm giving you niggas heavy fucking knowledge. It's melanin. It's something that's already going to be activating in you in the sun cycle. In Oakland, in California, comes from the word Cali. Cali was a black goddess. Right? They telling you the Jaguar, you only can find a Jaguar and a Panther where? In South America and in the Americas. But they put it over in Africa to distract you. But it's also one little area in South America you can find Black Panthers. Only one small and white watch. Same way with Captain America. That's Thunderdog. Now I'm gonna tell you what they did with Captain America. Remember Captain America, the white boy, right? Why in the last movie he became black? That's Thunderdog. Thunderdog was an ancient, we'll say Indian, but ancient America, goddamn these superheroes. I could break the motherfucker down and let you know, goddamn, it's right in our motherfucking face. You had Hawkeye. Hawkeye is what? Hey, Falcon was what? Come on, people. And let me tell you what the Hawk can do and the Falcon can do, what they did. And that's why it's always representative of the sun, because they go so high. This is what the Falcon do. The Falcon flies so high, it's able to use the sun. That's why it was only representation. We didn't ever worship this shit, but they'll tell you we worship this shit. We ain't worship shit. We just understood nature. We understood Mama Earth. And when the Falcon flies so high, when they come down to attack whatever's attacking, they use the sun as a disguise. So the enemy or whatever the prey was wouldn't see it. So we say that represents the sun. We're gonna say that's Ra. And that's on Earth Fact. Ground your motherfucking self, please. Connect yourself, because you're gonna need to connect yourself to God. Because these people are actually playing God. Action. These people was using it. They was creating these situations to distract you from what's going on. These people don't dislike Trump. It's called distraction for a reason. You're gonna understand it later. The best distraction they got is the internet. When you niggas they don't want shit. Now I don't mean material things, right? I don't mean none of that shit. But look at who you arguing with. You are no better than who the fuck you arguing with. I go back and forth with these niggas to stop them in their motherfucking tracks. So y'all ain't gotta argue with them. But niggas going back thinking the end is here. And the only people who are surprised is why they got the new movie 20 days later. I gotta watch that shit. Let me see what we got here. I gotta watch that motherfucker shit. Oh shit. Oh, that's my baby. That's a queen. Yeah, but don't. The thing I'm telling y'all, don't believe shit y'all see with that Iran or Iraq war. It's happening. People dying. Oh shit. Hit my foot. People dying. It's happening. It's happening. People dying. You hear me? But the thing is, they see, y'all don't look at the details. When he said that, I said, oh, I get it. He using our energy. Russia ain't out here trying to take over and do everything that this country is saying, but you got to understand, this country has to fall. America's going to fall. You ain't the most powerful country. If you think you is, something wrong with you, because every great empire fall throughout history. Shout out to Trump. He don't want no wars and all that. Everything that I shouted him out for, he did, but he did it under the me saying that it all has to end. And I said it's their fight. They gonna do what they gotta do to each other, and then they gonna go in these caves. They gonna try to goddamn survive right after all this shit happened. They not gonna survive because you got neutrinos. Neutrinos gonna can penetrate everything. One, the sun got energy that can penetrate the earth. It goes right through the earth. Not gonna be able to hide, but whatever they trying to do The Bible already says that. And then, I'm not a Bible thumper and all that, but even Elijah Muhammad said, hold to your Bibles because you're going to need that shit to throw it right in their face. You're going to need it. I'm not a Christian. I don't believe in none of that shit, but I can break the Bible down, break the Quran down, and all that shit. That's why I tell y'all all the time, the word Allah from the feminine principle comes from the female god. The word Allah, this is something, the word Allah comes from the word Alat. Alat was the goddess. So once you dealt with the patriarchal system, they turned everything from feminine to masculine. So then it went from Allah. Everything now, because you got to understand, in the time of their taking over, they took the Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. That's some gay shit. When you come out the pussy, you're looking for mama. So where mama at? They did everything to control. The feminine principle, which is the dealing with nature, nurturing, balance, and everything else. Now, I'm not sitting back saying that the female and the male is more important, but we're dealing with nurture and nature. You deal with aspect that need to be appreciated just as much the masculine energy. And people the other day, they don't understand. If you don't understand it on that level, understand it on the level that the woman got a clit, open that clit up like a little dingling. A dingling. But guess what? A nigga got a goddamn prepuce. But the pussy. That's why they say we got to cut this off for you to be a man. That's why in Africa they cut the clit off of a woman and mutilate her so she could say she a woman. That's wrong. Because once they cut, that's why I tell y'all motherfuckers, once they cut your prepuce off you, that circumcising you, they cut off so many sensitive nerves up there that makes you more sexual and give you that true energy that connects you to God. It's only one way to connect to God. You gotta have both. Everything has positive and negative. Everything. So you can't separate yourself because they say you gotta. You know what the craziest thing they told niggas? They told motherfuckers like, oh, if we cut it, we circumcise you because it's gonna cause bacteria healthy. You a motherfucking lie. So why you just don't open the woman up and keep them from that? A woman got to enter. So how the fuck they keep that clean? You tell them to wash his dick 3 times a day to keep bacteria in it? Oh, they lie. Because they got to destroy your sensitivity for sexuality. They know niggas fuck like rabbits. That's why Easter. Easter represents the summer solstice. The chicken, they lay eggs like a motherfucker. That represented that. Fucking like rabbits. Nobody had babies like rabbits like that. You know, you can deal with insects and shit like that. But representations of shit. So yeah. But they said Jesus resurrected, all that shit. Give you all that. That way you gotta wear new clothes. You gotta wear new clothes because certain areas they didn't take showers for the whole year. They couldn't take showers till it's warm. It's springtime, you take a shower. Too cold, they goddamn touch. I said shower, baths. Okay. Understand the signs before y'all start representation. All right? Anybody have any questions about anything I'm saying? Anybody want to listen to this type of shit? Sometimes y'all can ask the right question. Just make up some shit. Come here and ask me one question, make up some shit, and watch what I say. And I can make your question make sense, even if you're motherfucking troll. Because sometimes you got to learn you create your own reality with your mind. But we lost our mind because we letting YouTube or we letting the media news create our own reality for us. When we don't understand, we can create our own reality. All right? Like I say, with 2 or more gathered in my name, it was 2 people and 1 person, we got this. See, when I talk like this, I ain't really talking about nothing. I'm half goddamn drunk anyway. So, but I can always wake up and make sense of shit. And but these motherfuckers get you. Any questions? Please ask. Come on, it might be the most profound question. Health, science, astrology, spirituality, huh? The 7 immortals, the Wu-Tang Clan, 7 immortals, huh? R. Kelly, huh? What y'all want to talk about? I can break it all down. Huh? The Buddhist temple, the Buddha come from the word black. No, and also the motherfucker that y'all talk. What them niggas to be in the temples be acting like they know karate and all that shit. Y'all know they was new niggas, huh? Did y'all know these motherfucking Shaolin monks and shit is new niggas? The real Shaolin monk was the Wu-Tang Clan, which they copied the energy, which is Seven Immortals. I can give you the whole history shit. I need Brother Panic video. I could play Brother Panic video and it will show you shit that you missed the whole time when Wu-Tang was out. It's all prophecy. But these Shaolin monks that y'all see, the white boys, no, they were just kung fu motherfuckers later on that learned from the Africans that came back to fill the motherfucking void that wasn't them. So these were the these were the Buddhists, and these were the Shaolin monks from back then. Hell no, that wasn't them. They put them there to goddamn fill the void. It was all lies. Them people lived thousands and thousands of years ago. These new motherfuckers, they can't show you no new temples where these motherfuckers still was doing this shit. They had to create that shit because you niggas were looking for it. That's why the Africans nigga Wu-Tang did the Wu-Tang shit about none of that shit, because it was spiritual. Because we know these street niggas didn't get this knowledge like that. It was just something in them and say, yo, well, let's do this. And it became something that interfaced with us spiritually. Wu-Tang was part of something that the energy that y'all niggas didn't know about. Old Dirty Bastard even told y'all. He had nothing to do with Asia, but they were telling you about the Asiatic God. But did you understand that? I'm trying to tell you this the whole time, and there's people actually was telling you that the black man was owned Brooklyn. You know how they got Brooklyn? They came conquering people, then they was trying to steal the land. That's how they stole the land and all that. But they actually knew they was gonna lose, which they got, because the cities that's built is built over a lot of grave sites, but they got murdered. They said we're gonna give them the land. He said these people want to buy the land. They think they can own the land. They can have this shit. Because at the end of the day, thousands of years, a tradition that the land gonna take itself back anyway. But Osiris will tell you, my mama owned this land. My daddy was a Chickasaw. All that shit. That nigga was telling you all this shit. But you niggas don't listen to y'all listen to the music for a feel. Make it feel a certain way. Make it register to your energy. But you niggas don't understand. He talking to your soul. So yeah. Mortals. Wu-Tang Clan. I'm gonna play that video for y'all one day. It's only gonna be for certain people. They're gonna sit back. Maybe 3-4 people, because at the end of the day. Indica. Oh wow. Boy, your mama is Silver and Indica. I didn't know that. I'm willing to learn from the chat. I know a lot of shit. Yeah. But I remember old Dirty Bastard, you talk about the Icelandic gods. He was talking about when the Iceland wake up, and guess what's happening? The volcanoes. I mean, I've been talking about this for years, because I already seen the energy changing. But yeah, the sun and everything happening. But yeah, the Tiva or Indica. Okay, cool. At least you ain't talking English. We know that won't the name of the motherfuckers. But thank you. And I don't want to sit back and say I know more than you or nothing like that. So I ain't gonna ask you for no questions. I'll just tell people they got any questions about that. But I never heard of Indica. I think I heard about it, but I didn't hear it. Sativa. So boo. I like that. But like I said, a lot of people don't really know what the fuck's going on. They think Africa. They say Africa is the home of people, when they didn't understand that all this land was connected to one. They can't tell you that all these people, we had mounds and shit like that. We understood to live underground. That's why people learn how to dig underground. If a bad cataclysmic shit happened, learn how to live. Keep a certain ground. It's a certain temperature that stays a certain way when you live underground. But yeah. Thank you. why they don't want to tell you. That's why they say they call them. They changed the name. But hey, I'll tell you, before the late 18, well, mid late 1800s, they never had no motherfucking pictures, no Indians, because all the pictures before that was black people. Well, melanated people. I ain't gonna say black people never. Well, let me lay down. I got some cleaning to do in the morning. Now I want to get my fold up bed. But it ain't about this energy. What's going on? The sun is going crazy. It's going crazy. Planets is lining up. Geometry of the planets is lining up. So, boo, your mama, you got anything else? Anybody got any questions? Ask a question. You need a cure for something? Oh, anything I say, if you do deep research, you'll goddamn know. Anybody got any cure? See, anybody got any questions they need to know that you can't get off YouTube? My research go back 20, 30 goddamn years. Anybody? Any question? What time is it? Oh, Indica. I don't know. I'm being trolled now. I think y'all trolling me. Cause I can't, like I said, if I don't know it, I don't know it. But good. Tell me seeing me, but yeah, let's get. Like I say, fake love is better than no love at all. So if I got a motherfucker troll asking me questions that my peoples can't, ask. What's up? What's the question? I don't like to be wrong. If I don't know, I don't know. And guess what? That's an answer. I question by saying I don't know. Sometimes. Oh God, I'm sleeping. Yeah. Let's go. Well, I'm getting off here, y'all. Ain't nobody asking me no questions. I only really did this live to see if I can go live. Anybody got any questions about anything? Okay? About the war going on, anything. So a lot of that should be scripted. I'll tell you how I feel it's scripted. You got the motherfucking main part of the city. Them niggas ain't shit. But you gotta understand, they need to create these wars because you dealing with depopulation 2030. So they depopulate. Fentanyl ain't disappear. Your food is not poisoned. Okay? They're gonna hit you with new pandemics. Population 2030 is having. Everybody gotta depopulate, and they all got. How are we able to debunk certain shit that was happening in 2020? Right? Can't say the name, right? The whole world felt. We know they can't go to space, but why none of these leaders speaking on the fact you can't go to space? It's all lies. They got to continue to lie. That's why you know they all together. Everything has to have a positive and negative. Everybody has to have an enemy. Elite people that's sitting back and they all in agreement with this shit. You got to trick the motherfucking people. Oh, the eucalyptus? No, I really haven't tried that, Joseph. I can label, put some stuff down. I never really tried eucalyptus. No, because it's like a sap, right? It's like a sap. I really never really tried it because I ain't get into that. But I try to order that. Yeah, I could try to order that. All right. Well, I try to get that because I say everything somebody say. I try. I have to do my research, but yeah, I try that. It's also time. You ever had lion mane? Lion's mane is good. And I never knew nothing about lion's mane until I took it, and it just gave me a concentration. I got certain reasons why my energy low in the house. I don't want to tell y'all, but yeah, it's a whole lot. I actually came up all the time. I'm just laying down now, But I actually showed people the pills I'm taking and all that stuff. The vitamins, certain vitamins, the African shrub, testosterone builder, and all that stuff. So eucalyptus, I can try that. But see, this is the thing. Joseph, check this out. If you're still here, this is the thing people don't understand. The medicines come from where you from, right? When you're dealing with spirituality, we didn't have Heru. They had the falcon, right, or whatever. We had the hawk. We got the bald eagle and shit like that. We still got hawks and shit like that. Same way when people was wearing lions, they only wore shit for whatever produced. Same way food. You can't go to another nation and you from this place and get the same food that's beneficial for you when you from here. Now, no, you can get the beneficial. I'm not saying that, but everybody from wherever God or the universe goddamn created an area that's good doing for you. That's why in America we dealt with roots, or we dealt with certain foods and shit that was only grown here. They got food that's only grown there. They got medicines that's only grown there. Same way the movie I was talking about when I was talking about Black Panther. You got certain animals only grown here. The lion was the lion. I always never understood that. Why the tiger had the stripes and the lion didn't have no stripes? I don't know about that. But the lion represented that, so they had made that. They clothing. The kings wore there in Africa. Then the tiger in Asia, the Asian kings, they wore the tiger. In America's, they wore the panther skin and all that shit. So, but the medicines always dictated where you from, because nature was always gonna provide you no matter where you at, everything you needed. That's why culture survived everywhere. So that's why when I get shrub, I'm like, okay, cool, this comes from a thing, and it's very beneficial. But we got things right around us that are just as beneficial, because we was healing. You gotta understand that, and our ancestors was healing ourselves with shit that was right around us. So, okay, how would Jesus kill a cow? You there, Curry? Thank you for saying that. Okay, let me tell you something. You understand Jesus? You understand that the books before the Bible today, right? I want to tell you, ask questions, they got the answer every fucking thing for you niggas. Now go to the Gnostic scripture. I'm gonna tell you how Jesus felt about killing the cow, right? Part in this Gnostic scripture where a guy was asking Jesus, it was something dead, and they was eating a dead animal and they was going to cook it. You know what Jesus said? And the guy says, it's okay for them people. Jesus said, no, is it okay for a man to eat a carcass? You can't get nothing good from nothing dead. Okay, cool. Anything else? I'm a screenshot, but I'm just giving you not to, where if you ask me a damn question, I'm answering it, and you can just it can be backed up with your research. So it's okay. It's not okay to kill nothing. Hold on. Everything in the universe has a reason. Everything in the universe is here for. It's not okay to kill nothing. Same way nature killing these trees and all that, they gonna have to pay for it too. A lot of trees, do you know they be having nightmares about trees coming to kill them? Karma's a motherfucking bitch. But yeah, go to the Gnostic scriptures, which it predates the Bible, and the Bible took it from that. No, it's not okay for you to kill a cow. Now let me tell you why you don't kill a cow, because you got something called Hathor. Okay, Hathor is the Egyptian Hathor. I might get the name wrong, but it's the Egyptian which represents the cow is sacred in Egypt, which represents fertility, right? And also represents the moon, which moon, and also represents goddamn the woman, period. We got to be careful on how we deal with that. No, it's not okay to kill no cow. And and guess what? It's not okay to eat meat unless you got canine teeth. Certain people really don't have canine teeth. Okay. Hold on, the line scribe pen has about. Okay, but you gotta understand, we never dealt with one thing about it. We never dealt with certain. That's why we got so many words and shit in the Bible. But you gotta understand, we dealt with something called the Metaneta was not meant to be wrote down. Now, Tahuti and Tahuti also represent knowledge. That's why the pen is also dealing with Tahuti. Tahuti had the beat, and it also represented the bird that always dipped his nose into the Nile, and they used to dip the pen right, and Tahuti represent that because when the tide went down, it represented it dipping his nose to the fertile ground, getting his food, which represented the pen dipping. That as a thing, but no, hold on. Let me see. You talking about a lot of shit. Cannot T. Why do you pay for the abuse and murder and deficiency of babies, animals when you know it's wrong? And that's what I said. It's not okay to kill animals. I said this, but you asked me shit. If I gotta survive, I'm gonna survive. And I'm gonna tell you when you look at every level of life, you look at the microbe level, thing eats each other. When you look at the you look at the microbes. I'm talking about like shit that you look in your body. But when you look at nature, the insect world, everything eats each other. And you look in the oceans, everything eats each other. When you look at people, we eat each other. It's called evil. Now it's okay to kill animals to survive. Now hold on, let me explain. Yeah, because you can't get nothing. You can't get nothing alive. You can't get nothing living out of everything dead. You can light a light bulb. All right. Damn, I was about to go somewhere with me. Not dead yet. But yeah. Man, what the fuck I was about to? You give me some good goddamn. You give me some kid. No, you don't. Yo, you can't get nothing living out the dead. But let me tell you something. When you're dealing with balance, right? Lions, hold on. Nature eat things like not everything, because you got things that's like. But think about it. It's all about balance. Now, if I'm hungry, I kill one deer to survive. I'm okay. But the thing is, become out of balance with that shit. Now, and kill anything, because I eat a lot of goddamn meat. Them niggas ain't killed the shit. I'll get you on that. No. Listen. I'm not saying. I'm saying balance. Let me tell you the imbalance of man and the balance of lions. They kill and they let everything else go by. They only kill to survive. We don't kill to survive. We kill to and do anything. If you do anything within balance, the universe gonna understand. If you're hungry, you got to eat. And you got to understand nature is set up to sacrifice itself for your survival. Nature's not set up for you to goddamn kill it and destroy it so you can't survive. That's why right now food is not plentiful, but it can be. But because they overkilling, they overdoing everything. And then we eat just to be eating, and we're not eating to survive. No, what else? What I'm a hypocrite about? Come on, let's go. Oh, asbestos. Oh, but that's man-made shit. So what we talking about? Okay, balance. 8 billion humans, 80 billion farm animals, and a handful of white. Oh, good. Call me that. I'm glad you here to talk shit to me. Then people I fuck with. No, you're right. I'm not saying anything. I'm a hypocrite, and I am a hypocrite. I'm gonna tell you what about a hypocrite. Learn something that who's unwilling to say they learned something new, to sit back and say I was wrong. Yeah, damn right. Hypocrite. Hold on, motherfucker. Hold on. Hey, Carrie, you must not be hungry enough. Okay, cool. If you don't kill animals to survive, do you know that you're a cannibal when you eat anything? Did you know the fifth? Did you know that? Did you know fruit? Did you know fruit has energy? Did you know fruit off a tree communicate with other fruit? How the fuck you calling me energy? What makes the goddamn animal the fruit off a fucking tree? So now you as a motherfucking hypocrite living is different than something else living. Because you got to understand, trees keep you alive. So things that come off that tree is just as important as the motherfucker that walks around this motherfucker to keep the balance going. Don't call me a hypocrite when you don't know the fuck you talking about. Did you know they goddamn they ran tests, right? They sat back and said if you cut an apple over here off the same tree and an apple over there, they feel it. Everything is living. How the fuck you gonna goddamn get anything dead? Killing an animal is the worst thing you could do. So how the fuck I'm a hypocrite? But guess what? You killing something living. No, I'm telling the motherfucking truth. No, this ain't for you. This ain't for you, baby. It's for people to go back and listen and say, God damn, this nigga making sense. Or goddamn pluck a flower. Our ancestors didn't even goddamn kill a flower. You eat a grape, it was living. It's life and everything. But you go hypocrite because I say you could kill an animal. Yes, you kill goddamn fruit to survive. That shit is life. See, you know what? Life gotta look a certain way for you motherfuckers. Life gotta have a 4 legs and all that, because it's 4 legs doesn't mean it's a motherfucking dog. Life gotta look a certain way. I can say I can kill it because it don't look away because the fruit just sit there, but and guess what? It responds to energy. Now, have you heard your parents talk to motherfucking plants? Plants have energy. Plants your frequency, your vibratory rate. So you mean it's the difference between an animal? It ain't a difference between nothing that comes from nature. It ain't no difference between a roach and a motherfucking cow. You got cultures that eat grasshoppers and shit. What's the difference in life? And you gonna pay for karma if you do it wrong. What the fuck you talking about, nigga? You ain't talking to no motherfucking idiot. Can't nobody go back and debunk me on that. And I already told you, if I kill a cow, I ain't getting good out of it. If I kill an animal, ain't nothing good. You can't get nothing. You can't get nothing dead. But when you eat them fruits and vegetables, that's living. So that make you a cannibal, right? Because you eating and killing something to survive. Oh, I'm cruel. Damn right I'm cruel. I'm going to eat goddamn fruit, and I eat that motherfucking cow. I'm cruel as a motherfucker. But I ain't going to sit here and disguise myself like you vegan motherfucker that goddamn religionized shit. Sit back and say, I'm better than you, I'm better than you. Nah, you ain't no better. And I'm going to tell you something, motherfucker, while I'm yelling. The oldest people on this planet was not vegans. Did you know that? The oldest people who live on vegans. Vegans don't live that long. You know that. Oh, motherfucker. Goddamn, nigga. God damn it. Octopus and everything do the same thing. How the fuck is you a grape? Okay, cool. You just religionize something. So guess what? You're not gonna let it some real shit. All these people who lived, ate pork, smoked cigarettes, drunk alcohol. Because they never separated themselves from the truth. The plant grows its arm back and all that, nigga. Come on, nigga. See, we grow shit back too. We have babies, don't we? You kill the father, he didn't put a seed in the motherfucker. And guess what? She still had a fucking baby, so what's the fucking difference? Stop. I ain't delusional. Think about what it said. A man have a baby by a motherfucking goddamn woman, right? She has a motherfucking baby, the life process, but y'all done ate the father. Same shit. Shut the fuck up. I'm just fucking with you. Get people that real shit. You always come with a motherfucking way to religionize your shit when I was able to relate to you on every motherfucking level, but you find to dehumanize and make sure you motherfucking right. That's corny. I gave you the truth. It's living though. So you could eat the arm. You could eat the arm of a plant and be okay. Oh, because of the you motherfucker. What about that arm? The arm. But you can eat the arm. But did you know the arm has a vibratory frequency? Damn, I got a long day tomorrow. I need to go lay in my damn bed. Hold on. We're gonna do this shit the right way. Nah, kid. Thank you for coming through, kid. I'm gonna lay down. I gotta get up early tomorrow. I might just go lay in my bed right now and fall the fuck up. It's been a minute. I'll make sure the damn door locked. Yo, shout out to y'all. No, I'm living here. Yeah, but I might be a little delusional. It's okay. What I say was lying. You put life. You put life in your hands, meaning that if I got an immune system, right? Immune system, that's life. Sometimes life help you live. Your hair help you live. You cut your hair off, or it'll grow back. It's part of your antennas. Sometimes you might not supposed to cut certain shit. You see what time people they generalize something to make them living, and that's wrong. That fruit you ate, goddamn, got feelings. Now let's talk about this though. When you know how alligators or tigers they put their around animal neck, and did you know what that animal do? It goes into a whole different spiritual space when it just lays and accept death. But you got a motherfucker like you that accept death and become vegans. But guess what? Ain't nowhere ever. Ain't no ancient science or knowledge or scan scripts that you had to eat vegetables. Ain't no economic plan. Ain't no motherfucking niggas who ever goddamn sat down and told you how to motherfucking eat and live. Tell a tiger that they cruel when they dealt with balance. Let's talk about it. They put themselves in a blissful space when that tiger got a goddamn hand, his jaws around a motherfucking gazelle, and they'll just relax and accept it, something that's part of life. But your immune is part of living things in your body that sacrifice. Sometimes you think it's something supposed to be here, but you can't find nothing in history because the oldest people who lived didn't sit back and saying they was vegans. It's you motherfuckers that sitting up here beating vegans, but this being vegan is very dangerous. Yeah. Did you know being vegan is very real shit? But I don't have time anyway. Loving like yo, I'm glad I can go live. And Shelly, you can no this. And you're right. Like I say, in your world, and that's why I tell people create your own reality. And in your own reality, you could. And I'm not saying you're wrong about that. I'm just giving my standpoint on things. You gave your standpoint.